Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever part of the world you're going to be watching this from. This is another special edition of One Global Movement. It is a happy, soulful Sunday. It is. Oh my God.
Put up your YouTube.
I need to cut off my YouTube.
Yeah, that's what
It's,
I'm hearing. Just turn it
yeah,
off. Close it.
yes. Let me close it. Okay.
All right, continue.
All right. Thank you guys so much. I'm sorry for that a little hiccup there, but we are back here. If it is Sunday, it is fun time, educational time, uplifting time with One Global Movement. Why One Global Movement?
Wait, oh,
One,
Yvonne,
huh?
there's other sounds interfering with you. So turn everything off except your StreamYard. Just keep.
Hmm. Okay, let me see. I did turn it off. Okay, I did. Do you hear anything now? Is it okay?
We're good now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being patient. You all are welcome here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking this time out of your busy schedule, out of your family schedule, out of everything that you could have been doing for yourself and for your family to come here together. Together with One Global Movement, we can begin to educate, to uplift, to inspire the youths with a focus on the young woman. Today, you're going to have a wonderful, humble, I call her a child because she is a child, but she is a wonderful young woman who is coming to inspire us, to uplift us, and to educate us. I want to thank everybody that has made this happen today. Auntie Lynn, thank you so much for your resilience, your persistence to make sure that we succeed. Thank you, Divina, for the wonderful, beautiful graphics that you're always making. Thank you, Briddy, that you will be signing in later because of the internet difficulties in South Africa. I just want to thank everybody. Thank the fathers and the mothers of Unpassive that are bringing us together so that we can take this great message from Unpassive and Ash Mufara to all corners of the world. Oh, woman, oh, Academy, oh, bless, and all the other big O's are here. So we're going to bring our wonderful guest, Vanshika, all the way from the beautiful land of India. The stage is yours, beautiful baby. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So, hello everybody, and today I'll be addressing uh, you all on the topic, which is peer pressure. First of all, before starting, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Vanshika Goel, and I live in the west side of India, in the state of Gujarat, and I am a proud co-founder and a brand ambassador and a proud daughter of a proud brand ambassador Swati Goel. So yeah, having this beautiful platform to talk about peer pressure and talking to you guys, telling you, knowing your thoughts, sharing my thoughts with you is a wonderful blessing. And Yone ma'am and Lynn ma'am, they have given me this opportunity, and I'm really blessed to have them in my life. And it's like meeting new people, knowing about them, having good opportunities with them is really wonderful. I really like making new friends, new connections, and I'm learning, like, I'm still learning the things. But yeah, I would say that at this stage of life, when there's the peak time of learning, where I can get influenced by the people, I have good people with me. I have Lynn ma'am, I have Yvonne ma'am, I have my mom, my parents, and the entire On Passive family. Thank you. That's all for the introduction.
Okay. Now, without further ado, the topic for today is peer pressure. She's going to talk to you on peer pressure. Please take out your pens and your paper. You're going to listen to this wonderful, wonderful young woman. I brought her here for a reason. I met with her and immediately I clicked because of what was coming out of her mouth. That is what is within her system. She is here. Take out your pens and your papers. Invite your children. If they are not here today, they can go watch the replay after, but make sure you subscribe and share and turn on the notification bell and put your thumbs up so that together we can begin to disseminate these great ideas into our children all over the world. No child gets left behind, particularly the female child. So, you come on, Vanshika. We are here for you, and get ready because even myself, as a mother, I am so anxious to learn and eager to learn from you. I'm excited. Come on. Thank you.
Um, um, can I please present my screen if it's
Yeah,
possible? Yeah.
yeah.
Um, can I know, is my screen visible?
Oh,
Uh,
not.
you should be able to do so by going to the word present
Yeah,
on the bottom where it says mute, start cam, settings, present. We see on the bottom.
okay. Yeah, present. Present, share screen or slides. It's a link, like it's a website.
Should be probably share screen. Are you sharing your screen or sharing?
Yeah, I already did.
Try that. Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
All
Okay,
right.
I see your presentation.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll add
that's
it to the stream now. There we go. Beautiful.
okay.
Wow, that's beautiful. Wonderful.
Okay, so let's begin. First of all, asking that how are you doing today? So most of you would have a good day. Uh, some of you would be depressed. Some of you would be excited for the Monday tomorrow. Someone would be lazy and anxious about it's Monday tomorrow again, the same routine and all. So just wanted to know how you peeps are. Starting with the presentation, I'll talk about peer pressure today. Before we start with peer pressure, it's important for us to know what peer pressure is. So we have friends with us, we have people around us. So when they influence us for doing something, may that be negative or positive, and that influences us and puts an impact, is called peer pressure. Like you do something which you don't want to, but you do it either to flaunt or under pressure. It's called peer pressure. Coming up to the next slide, the mechanism and working of peer pressure. So, peer pressure is the process by which the members of the same social group influence other members to do things that they may be resistant to or might not otherwise choose to do. Suppose a teenager decides not to smoke, drink, or consume drugs, but still, either he has some influence or he has some bad company, and he chooses to drink, he chooses to have alcohol, have drugs, and that's against his choice. He just want to be a cool man. So, is this the correct ethic? I mean, is it perfect? No. That will ruin the teen inside us. That will ruin what we are actually. So, basically, it's like when someone forces you to do something. Okay, in conditions, people may not force you directly, they may just hint you, or they may indirectly force you to do something which you are not up to. Suppose I'm a big foodie. Okay, I choose the diet plan for 1 month, And one of my friends who doesn't want me to do so, or say is not concerned about me, she says me, you can have at least one good muffin, nothing's gonna happen. That's the peer pressure. Now I think about it. Yeah, she's correct. Maybe just a muffin won't destroy my physique. Okay. But at the same time, my goal to have a good physique, to have a healthy body, I'll ruin it. That one thing will become my habit. Every day I'll have a thought that what will happen with just a muffin? It's just a muffin. I mean, maximum 280, 300 calories. But there is a difference because someone is indirectly pressurizing you, making you do the thing you don't want to. That is peer pressure. So, definition. Usually, the term peer pressure is used when people are talking about behaviors that are not considered socially acceptable or desirable, such as experimentation with alcohol or drugs. As I stated earlier, that if someone doesn't consume alcohol or drugs, you force them just to have a bad company, and then it's like the person starts consuming it daily. He thinks that it will not affect my lungs, my kidney. I'll be healthy. It's just one cigar a day. Okay. Okay. Though peer pressure is not usually used to describe socially desirable behaviors, such as exercising or studying, peer pressure can have positive effects in some cases. Okay. So, when I say that peer pressure, as I stated, there are two types of peer pressures. One can be the negative one, and one the positive itself. Suppose someone who says that I have to consume cigars or drugs is a negative one, whereas someone who motivates me to do something which is good, as if not consume alcohol or to have a good diet, will be a positive peer pressure. It means a positive impact on you, right? Next, as I stated, there are types of peer pressures. We'll talk about them. The first one. The first one is spoken and unspoken. So, as the term says, spoken one. Peer pressure is when someone verbally influences the another person to do something. Okay? As if someone says, come on, it's just a secret, it won't hurt. Will be the spoken peer pressure. Whereas the unspoken peer pressure is when no one verbally tries to influence you, but there is still a standard set by the groups to behave in certain way. Suppose they do actions or they certainly, indirectly tell you, I mean, not speak, but they do something as if someone who smokes in front of you and kind of keeps on smoking every day, every day, every day. So, according to a mindset, our human mentality, it's an urge to do that same thing unless you are very strong at your motive and agenda. There will be a point of time when you'll think, I should try the same. Why can't I be the cool dude? Right? Okay. Moving to the next one is direct and indirect peer pressure. So, direct peer pressure is when a person uses verbal and non-verbal cues to persuade someone to do something. For example, uh, like teens are handling another teen a secret is also an instance of direct peer pressure because the teen on the receiving end must be deciding that whether he has to do that thing or not. Okay, so if I choose to have a cigar, then I will be responsible for my own thing. But in that case, the person who is influencing me is directly putting that thing on me. I mean, if someone says me to do something which is against my motive, then the person who has done it to me, like if I'm under the influence, then definitely the person won. And that's the direct impact he puts on me. Like he knows all my weak points, he knows how to, how to convince me or how to do that thing that I agree to what he or she is saying. Second, with the indirect peer pressure, no one is singling you out, but the environment you are in may influence to do something. Now, we can compare it with the spoken and unspoken. Well, The direct is like the spoken one, wherein someone convinces you to do something, and the unspoken is someone indirectly tells you to do something either by actions or by gestures. Next, positive and negative. Peer pressure can be described as either positive or negative. Positive peer pressure is when person is influenced by others to engage in beneficial or productive behavior. So basically, when someone says me to have a good diet, to do good exercise, or someone who motivates me to study, to do something a lot for the country, for the people around me, without being selfish, is someone who cares about me, someone who cares about my gesture, someone who tells me how to, how to be unique in the society, and that's my mom, definitely. Okay, so my mom, if I give an example, who is Swati Goel, she motivates me daily. She says, "Am I there? Right, I'm there. Yeah." So she motivates me daily, and she keeps on saying that, Vanshika, you have to do something for the society. You have to be strong. You have to be bold. Just focus on your studies. Be a good businesswoman. On passive is providing you the opportunity. Do well in that. And there is the point where I realize I do not need my friends who discourage me at times. I have my mom who's enough to encourage me and give me that motivation and inspiration. Whereas if I talk about the negative one, the people who discourage people for no, either for their own benefit. As if I say, if I'm in a class and I am the class representative, there may be people who are jealous with me, or they do not like the way I behave with them being the CR. So they may have grudges with me, personally, professionally, right? They may do things that hurt me. They may try to influence me or ask someone else to influence me for some bad company so that I have some bad repo in front of the teacher and the college. That's what the negative peer pressure is. When the people who are around you give you the negative, negative advices or negative opinions, that is negative peer pressure. Okay, we have come to know a lot of about the peer pressure. Let's have some examples for the peer pressure. Uh, the most urging one is the drug and alcohol consumption. Okay, so basically at the age of say 14, 15, 16, up to 20, 21, a person doesn't know what to exactly do. It's very easy for someone to manipulate the mind of this teen, young teen. So basically, in that peer pressure, people influence them to have drugs or alcohol, something like this. That's not only injurious to their health, but also uh, these things they affect their physical and mental conditions. As is, the people who consume drugs and alcohol stay more aggressive. So that has an impact on the family, on their relatives, on the friends they have, right? The second one is bullying others. Okay, so basically, there are many cases, harassment cases, rape cases, bullying someone in the college, and someone is writing a suicidal note and doing all that shit. So basically, it's like when you bully someone or when you harass someone, that influences not the person but also the people around him. But at this stage, you do not recognize what you have done. Like you do not know what have you done exactly. You do it just for the sake of being a cool dude, and you know you just want to be different in the negative sense. The third one is engaging in criminal activities. So basically, in India, basically, from a very less age, the people who are below the poverty line, Rather than encouraging them for the studies, the parents send them either for the for begging or for the labor work. The children who do not do these works, they engage into the criminal activities like thefts and murders. That's again something violating the society rules, violating the community. But why does the person do it? Because he has that influence by his parents. Not in all the cases. I'll talk about the parents' advice versus the peer pressure after this. I'm coming to it. The next one is being physical with someone or physically fighting with someone. So at this stage, most of the people, the students, they involve in the physical activities or say getting the physical fighting with the people. Because nowadays it's been a trend, especially in schools and colleges, that in Punjab there are people who wear karas. That's basically a sacred thing, that's holy thing, but they hit the people with the karas. That's 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 really the firstly it's the violence in the society, and secondly it's violating the rules and regulations of the organization you're studying in. But why are you doing it? You're doing it because there are people around you who are either forcing you to do it, or either you are just you like to do it. And then the person who are involved in such activities, they expect other people who are very simple and sophisticated to do the same what they do. So basically it's being just passed on to the people, like one to another, another to third, fourth, fifth, and so on. That's what peer pressure is, when you get affected, you get influenced, and there is a web chain you cannot come out of, right? And okay, the last one, but the very important one, is socializing with only one person, like only one group. Okay, there are people, there are friends who expect that you stay with them 24/7 and no one else. In that case, either they'll do bad biting about the third person, like the one who is your friend, or something. So that is also a kind of peer pressure. And kind of the person is he's influencing you regarding a third person. So that comes under bullying also. But in cases, it's very it's a silent treatment given to the person. The person doesn't realize that he's being manipulated by. Okay, yeah. So also there are, as I stated, that there are examples of peer pressure, but at the same time, there can be some outcomes of the peer pressure. Okay, getting physical with someone can have the STDs. Okay, having drugs can lead to overdose. Okay, being in a company or getting bullied by someone can lead to accidents like suicides. So there is a peer pressure given to someone, and under that pressure, all these incidents, the hazardous one can happen. Then why do we continue this, the silent treatment or this direct and indirect peer pressure given to the people, the students especially? Next. Okay, the next is actually good, which is parental influence versus peer pressure. Okay, so okay, parental influence. Parental influence, the term defines itself is that some influence on this child given by the parents. Now, parents are someone who brought life to us. Okay, they 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 have the okay. So they have that they have that say that they can do anything. I mean, according to a child, whatever the parent says is whatever the parent says is the topmost priority. Like for me, it is. So when my mom says something to me, that becomes my priority. and I know she'll never misguide me. I know she's not like the people who will misguide me just for their own profit. I know that, right? I know that if she's saying something, that's for my betterment. She's not saying it for her benefit or her profit. Because I have seen people, I've seen relatives, even I've seen friends who say certain things just for their sake, their own profit and benefit. Okay, but a mom and a father, they'll never misguide you. So, according to me, if there is a parental advice and a peer pressure, always choose the parental influence, because that influence is something which is for your own betterment, right? Okay, so sometimes it's like that our parents, they are worried about us. They are worried that we are not in a good company. They are worried that if we go for a party, what would be the outcomes. They are worried about it, right? So so basically it's like, there are certain points they can follow for it as well. you know they can go for the picking up their child from the party wherever she or he is. Okay, they can provide a truthful information. Okay, I mean, the parents and the child can have a good bond and a connection, wherein they can discuss if the child is into drugs or alcohol. Okay, and parents can be involved in their child's life, as if my mom knows everything about me. Like, I am, more than 1,000 kilometers away from her right now in my college, but still, I share every detail of my day with her. And I do that because, one, that's my interest. Like, I want her to know everything about me, like everything, from when I woke up to when I slept. So basically, we have a good bond. So she knows one and everything about me. Okay, so there are pointers which I can give for the parental influence. But yeah, parents actually know how to handle their child. They know what's good for them. So, guys, like all the girls and the boys, all the youths over here, if you feel like you have some company who is giving you a peer pressure, who's you know in the company you don't want to stay in, then choose your parents' advice. Ask them once. Parents are the best consultants. You need no doctor, no psychologist. If you have parents with you, like parents who stand with you, who support you, you'll definitely do it, right? Okay. I already stated that although parents worry about the influence on peers, overall parents also can have a strong influence on whether children succumb to negative peer pressure. Rather than worrying about the effects of their children's friendship, parents would do well to focus on creating positive and supportive home environment. That way, even if your child is peer pressured to do something, just yeah, okay. Okay, focus on creating a positive, supportive home environment. That way, even if your child is peer pressure to do something, just a second, yeah, they'll feel comfortable coming to you or talk to you, right? Okay. Role model. See, my mom is my model. Before the session began, I was talking to my co-host, Lynn Ma'am and Yon Ma'am, that my mom is a workaholic. She works a lot on passive. She conducts meetings. She makes the flyers. She helps in all, like, most of the groups for the flyers at the back end. She does a lot, and that is from where I get my motivation. I over here, and just because I see my mom working daily, I see how does she do it. I see what are the tricks, the the way she manages. Although she is a bit weak in English, that's what is making, like, lagging her behind. But the way she performs, it's amazing. Just because I am her daughter, I learn, like, I get to learn a lot from her. She is my role model. She manages the home chores and the office work. She manages going to the groceries and the cleanings, everything. That is what makes me proud about her. The way she controls her, the way she controls, you know, the way she basically does the things. The perfect balance is what she teaches me. Role modeling. Good emotional self regulation may also help your child to stick to their own values when it comes to peer pressure. She handles the situations. Like there are some points where there is certain event or there is some technical issue due to which she's not able to do the thing. But the way she handles it on the very next hour or the very next minute, it's basically very attractive, and I am obsessed with it. She tells me how to manage time. She tells me how to be, how to manage the meetings. Because before this, I used to go in no meeting. The first platform I went was We Women to O Women. And before that, I had no idea about uh, how to exactly speak in the meeting. She taught me. So if you have good parents, then definitely you'll be able to go through all the peer pressure. It's just that you need to be bit open and frank with your parents. Okay, like you need to tell them everything, like from the morning till the night till you sleep. Okay, so peer pressure beyond the childhood. Like it's not always that you have a peer pressure in your childhood. Okay, it's you can have peer pressure even after that. Like say I'm in a college, I still I can face peer pressure still. It depends upon me how do I take it. There are people who say me to have just a glass of wine. No, I won't, because that is my own turf. That are my rules. That's my life wherein I decide what I have to do, what I don't have to, right? So I don't have to get under any pressure or influence of anyone. It's my life. I decide what to do, when to do, and why to do. Because if I do something, I'll be responsible for it. If I get under the peer pressure, then someone else would be responsible for what I do. And that's not acceptable, right? So girls and boys, just just start living your life at your own conditions. Okay. So, I told you what peer pressure is, what are the outcomes, and everything, the peer pressure and the parenting advice. Now, let's come to how to deal with peer pressure. Okay, so dealing with peer pressure can be difficult, but there are some pointers that can really help you to deal with peer pressure. One of them is take your time. If someone says you something, ponder upon it, what the person is saying is correct or not. Okay, next, consider your reasons. Let yourself know why you don't have to do that thing or why you have to do that thing. Because after all, it has to be your choice, right? It has to be your takeover. Next, set boundaries. Don't let anyone, not even your best friend, to decide what you have to wear for the college. That's your own life. Set boundaries for people to know that you have this certain boundary. You are not going beyond it. You do not have that say in my life. That boundaries are not set for parents, of course, because they have the say in our life. They have given that life to us. They can't tell us anything because what they say is for our good. Next, offer an alternative. Okay, if someone offers me a cigar, I'll find an alternative. Okay, not a cigar, but a choco stick will be better. I'll go for the choco stick, of course. Why do I go for a cigar when I have my own favorite stick with me? Like the most favorite eating. So set an alternative. Suppose I say that someone says me not to follow some reference book. Okay, say they say me not to follow this reference book because the person knows that most of the examination questions come out of it. So I'll find an alternative for myself, and it's my choice firstly whether I choose not to read from it or not. Okay, okay. So these were few, some pointers you can deal peer pressure with. And now coming to the questions, like I'll be really obliged to have the questions and sayings from you, your opinions, because your opinion matters. Thank you. I'm in mute. I'm not.
We can hear you, Vanshika. Vanshika, we hear you.
Okay.
Um,
Thank you, Vanshika, for bringing this, really talking on this subject of peer pressure. I am a mother, and I know what I've seen firsthand what some children go through. This is so wonderful. You touch all the aspects of peer pressure. That is the more reason why one global movement is bringing youths like you, young women, to come here to speak, because you're speaking from the perspective of the era of today, and then we mix it up with the era of yesterday, which is the one of your parents. The one thing that you said that so grasps me so much is your parents, your mother, your father, they should be your number one consultant. Number one consultant. That is so wonderful because it includes everything about raising a child, the orientation of a child, nurturing a child, loving, caring, and educating a child. It encompasses everything because the parent, the first love, the first orientation, the first education for any child comes from the parents, especially the mother that carries that baby in the womb. What is the mother telling the baby when the baby is in there? What are we telling the baby when the baby is out there? Because when we nurture our children, the right, when we love them, when we get them involved in everything we do, when we are transparent with them, when we show them that they matter, that they have value, they have worth in themselves. These children, when they are grown enough to go to school, further their education, or they get into the community, or maybe in their neighborhood, when somebody is trying to put a negative peer pressure on them, they already have those tools within them to say, this is what my parents taught me. This is what my mama taught me. And so I am going to follow. And that only comes when we truly love our children from our heart, when we truly make them know that, you know what, you matter, you're smart, you're beautiful. You can make this. The fact that you did not have an A in that course doesn't mean that you are not smart. You're still smart. That means you can still do it. And even so, A, it doesn't determine that you're a smart woman. A is just a standard that is set by a school system, but you have worth, you have value in you. This is so much important. And when we do this with our children, we children will be able to say yes or no. And in this case, in the case of negative peer pressure, the child has to say no. And you look at the person in their eyes and say no with respect and dignity, because that is the respect and dignity that you carry around. And I can see that in you. That is the more reason why when I found you, I said, this is the one that will come and also speak on this show so that all the youths, particularly the young woman, can begin to see that, you know what? I am going to be like her. I am going to copy her. I am so grateful to your parents, particularly your mother, for raising a young woman like you. And you are now officially part of this one global movement. You don't have to attend every Sunday. You do it when you have that time to attend. Focus on your studies and to the one who created you. Thank you for listening to your mother. Your mother brought into the world a star. a star. And I will welcome you over and over here to come and speak on these issues. Let your friends know what you're doing, because in that way, you're also helping them to become better. Or some of those that are lost, maybe their parents were not there for one reason or the other, they can begin to learn from you. So thank you so much for coming. And one of the things that I want to say is you cannot blend in when you were born to stand out. Any youth, any young girl listening, you cannot blend in when you were born to stand out. I believe I was born to stand out, considering my background, considering the circumstances I went through, and I'm still here today breathing. You said your mother is your best friend, your number one mentor. Guess what? My mother, a 17-year-old who gave birth to me, my grandmother is also my number one love, mentor, friend, role model. They are, and we need to make them be proud of who we are by doing what we're supposed to do at the time that we're supposed to, and even do more by also helping other people. You are not in this world to live up to someone else's expectation. You're not. You're living up to your expectation the way your parents taught you, your mother taught you. You're living up to the expectation that is required of you as a human being to lift up others with what God has given you. And God has given you a lot. You lift up others with respect, love, and dignity, not with the kind of pride or chips that we put on our shoulder and say, look at me here. No, humility with the blessing of Almighty God. There is divine intervention in everything that you've just said here today, because a child, I call you a child. You are the daughter that I never had. I have boys. I have mostly boys, the daughter that I never had. You have done something here that I just gravitate towards you, because you have greatness within you. You have something to inspire the world. We're going to I always want us to wrap up around this time so that we can all go move to support the next webinar with our father, inspirational father, Mr. Marty Digamo, at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with Heroes. They are teaching us amazing things that we all need to be there to learn, because we are part of this unpassive family that we've been blessed and highly favored. We need to keep learning. Thereafter, we have uh, Roblin live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And just so you know, from Monday through Saturday, we have early morning shows. That is where Unpassive is the place to be, because we have everything that we need in Unpassive. We have the early morning show. I might not be right with the time, but I think it's Anteline, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 10 or 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Then we have that will be starting with Red, and then Chris Johnson, and then Marty Digamo. But I'm also going to be adding something there too, because it is so imperative that we use what we have been given to do work nonstop every day to help others. So thank you so much. And if you have anything, say it, the last word, then I will come in now, and then we close the show for today so we can move over to Marty Digamo. Thank you so much, Vanshika. Last word from you, then I close the show.
Yeah, I just want to say that at last it's us to decide what we have to do. No one has to say, as I already stated. And also, I just want to thank you all, like everyone over here, Nil ma'am, Yvonne ma'am, and Briddy ma'am, who have been so patient. I mean, there was some technical glitch in between. I just gave, I just lost my background. Yeah. So thanks for being so patient and cooperative at the same time, and to the audience out there who have been listening to me. Um it's really thankful to have people like you, and I would really love if you learn something from whatever we guys speak, because these webinars, those are for you. We want to promote the good things. We just want to spread the knowledge we have. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you here today. I want to thank you for taking that time to be present here to support this. This is all what we need, because we cannot do it by ourselves. We might have seen the dream, we might have failed the dream, but left alone, we cannot do it. But together, we can reach the mountaintop. This is one of the mantle of unpassive, to stick together, nobody gets left behind. I just want to thank you all for coming here today. I am so proud and honored by you guys showing up here and supporting me. Mr. John Berilla, thank you so much. Auntie Lynn, thank you. Briddy, thank you so much. Divina, Marty Digamo, Collins, Comfort, everyone. If I don't mention your name, it's not because you're the least important. These are the names that come to me. But I so appreciate everyone that has come here today. Those of you who have taken the time to promote this show, I just want to extend a heart to you guys. I thank you guys so much for everything. This is the spirit. If anything that you need me to talk about, you know what I stand for. Contact me and I will be sure, because I'm breathing today, I was helped by so many. Otherwise, I would have been gone. But that's the reason why, through one global movement, I want to empower the world with a focus on the young woman. Together, we can do this. I love you all. Remember this. Stay focused. Stay encouraged. Stay empowered. And always believe in endless possibilities. Thank you so much. And I love you all. Let's move over.
We
to
love
Auntie.
you too.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.
And I'm going to post
Okay.
our thank you to our supporters very quickly. There we